Welcome, everyone, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. Don't forget to grab your vomit bucket because we're going to talk about some stuff that'll make you very nauseous. Everybody's favorite subject, Ubisoft. I swear, every time, all we ever talk about is Ubisoft, but Ubisoft does what Ubisoft does. They make everybody nauseous. So, Ubisoft is reportedly going to release a new Assassin's Creed game every 6 months. Just what we all asked for. More Assassin's Creed. Well, and that's your only cash cow. I guess you got to do something, right? Because it's the only game that they make that seems to make them money, which says a lot because it's been going downhill for quite a few years, I feel anyway. So, the article here on The Gamer basically says that Assassin's Creed has been in a bit of a rough for a little while a lot of people felt that Assassin's Creed Mirage was a decent return to form. I didn't like Mirage. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't care for it. The struggles surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows have seen it pushed back to February. So, it's been pushed February. A month that will see it compete with other massive releases such as Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Avowed, Civ 7, and the juggernaut that is Monster Hunter Wilds, which we'll be playing Wilds. Our group will be. I doubt I'll have time for this, and I really wasn't planning on. I mean, it's samurais and ninjas, maybe, but at the same time, the last Assassin's Creed really left me in a rut. I didn't like it, so. But the article goes to say that Assassin's Creed is still a money-making behemoth for Ubisoft, and reports from reliable insider Tom Henderson that claimed Ubisoft plan on releasing 10 new Assassin's Creed games before 2030. 6 years, and we're gonna get 10 new games. Gag a maggot on this, but so it's obviously a lot of games in a very little time, but we still didn't know the frequency of these releases. That is until Henderson further elaborate on Assassin's Creed's master plan on the most recent episode of the Xbox 2+1 podcast. In the podcast, Henderson talks a little bit about Ubisoft's current development pipeline for the next few years, which he describes as strong. He lists a bunch of titles that are currently unannounced, including the new Ghost Recon game, Far Cry 7, the rumored Rayman title, an extraction shooter called Far Cry Maverick, before then going into many, many, many Assassin's Creed games in development. They've got Assassin's Creed Shadows. They've also got Assassin's Creed Invictus for next year, Assassin's Creed Hex, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, and they plan to do a new Assassin's Creed every 6 months for the next 10 years, I believe he says. We'll see if that comes to fruition. That sounds really, really bad. Like, one way to burn out your franchise is to do a multi of them and release in a year. I mean, a lot of times, and I'll say this, us gamers are fickle. And what I mean by that is we will complain, and all of us are guilty of this. We'll complain when a game that we love deviates from the formula when they make a second one or a third one or a fourth one. But then we'll also complain when we see the same game over and over and over. We're like, you guys need to revolutionize this gameplay, do something else. But I honestly think it's just a lot of it is that us as gamers are tired of rehashing the same thing over and over, and we just want them to do something different. You can make a sequel or a part 3 or 4, but those damn games better be like 7, 8, 10 years apart, and that's the way I feel about it, so it feels fresh and new, right? Because I can play a game that's 10 years ago, and I'm not going to remember. I will remember some of it, but I won't remember the gist of it and the majority of it 10 years later. So you can make a part 2 or something, I don't know. I feel that's how I feel anyway. I don't know how you guys feel, but we can jump into that when we turn it over. But let's just say that Ubisoft actually sticks to those plans. That means you'll be getting 20 Assassin's Creed games of varying size and scope over the next 10 years, which is a completely absurd level of output that you have to wonder whether a developer that's already in a bit of trouble can pull it off, right? Because we heard Ubisoft is in talks with, was it Tencent? Yeah, Tencent to buy them out. Not necessarily buy them out, but have the majority controlled stake in the company or take them private, so do a little takeover, but leave the controlling family in place, which Tencent's probably not going to do that. So let's say, and let's say these plans don't go the way that Ubisoft wants. and they decide to go out and do a buyout and go private, they're not necessarily going to get to do what they want, I don't feel. So we'll have to wait and see if this is really true and we're going to get freaking 20 Assassin's Creed games in 10 years. I'd say gag a maggot. Good luck playing one of those every 2 years, because I feel that way anyway, because their games are almost always rinse and repeat. Like even their Mirage, when they came out, I picked it up and played it, and I'm like, I don't like it. I mean, it was boring to me. And the only reason I say that is because it felt like what I'd already played before, right? Just a new setting and a new story, but same crap. Get on the rooftop, hide, silent assassinations, and then, when they do deviations, they seem to do all right. Like Valhalla was a interesting deviation, right? Where you're going around taking over little areas, and things like that. I liked Black Flag. I think everybody else here liked Black Flag. I liked Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I mean, to me, that was probably like the epitome, in my opinion, that was my favorite out of the series. Because it was kind of a weird little mix of like assassination, but also sailing and pirates and weird. It's just a little bit all over the place. It was very mythological type gameplay. So we'll kind of go around, see what everybody thought, see what their favorite is and what they think about playing not one, but 2 Assassin's Creed games a year. And if you can stomach that. Nick, are you ready to play 2 Assassin's Creed games a year? And can you stomach that, or do you need the vomit bucket?
Nope. Give me the bucket. I mean, Shadows looks interesting, but if it's coming out around the time Wilds is, Monster Hunter Wilds is what I'm looking forward to, and not Assassin's Creed Shadows. So, sorry, Assassin's Creed, you'll have to move over to the side for Monster Hunter Wild. That it seems interesting, but again, it's coming from Ubisoft, so I don't have a lot of high hopes for that title. And then, yeah, they can't Call of Duty it, right? I mean, maybe they can. I don't know. I mean, Call of Duty has the same kind of burnout for me, but I think Call of Duty is a little bit easier to do that type of thing too, and they because they're yearly launches for that, right? So I feel like those are a little bit easier to do, mainly because the same people like to play the online co-op or the online PvP Prestige, and then when the new one comes out, they like to just start over and do it again, right? It's almost like think of it as like ladder seasons in Diablo or ladder seasons in all those types of games, right? Where you start a new character, you level it up and max it out, and then the next season starts and you do it again, right? Except for in this case for Activision Blizzard, it's a brand new game, but people are basically performing that same function, right? Whereas Assassin's Creed, you don't get that same I don't feel like you get that same thing out of it, right? Like Call of Duty or something like that. The same drive, I guess, or satisfaction, maybe. So I would like to see Ubisoft shy away from Assassin's Creed for a while, and maybe work on some other things, do some other stuff. Quit with the live service stuff and don't focus on some of the other franchises that they have that they kind of just did nothing with, like Splinter Cell. And it would be cool, a new Ghost Recon, but don't make it Breakpoint or anything like that. Make it kind of like the older Ghost Recons, maybe a new Rainbow Six, and get out of Siege for a while and start making one of those, or make something brand new, just something really unique and different, right? And that's kind of what they did with Prince of Persia. And you see how that went for them. They just decided, oh, that's too far out of our template. We don't have a template for that. What are you guys? You didn't follow the Ubisoft template on that one. Sorry, we can't follow that game even closer. That disband the team and get rid of that. That's too different. So, I mean, and for me, I mean, coming from someone who's hated the last, decade of Ubisoft games, to absolutely love Prince of Persia, anybody that knows me, that means a lot, right? That should mean a lot to anybody that's looking at Ubisoft games, especially for a person that hates just about everything they put out, especially for a while now. That was really surprising to see something that was so good from them. And I was like, wow, something so different and good and fun. Um, but they kind of took that out back and shot it. So no, I don't think it's a good idea for them. I mean, yeah, it does make it a lot of money for them. I know it's a an important franchise for Ubisoft, but I feel like they're just going to burn people out with it coming out too often, right? I think they're going to flood the market with Assassin's Creed titles, and people are just that money, that cash cow that Ubisoft has with it is going to slowly start to peter out as they continue to continually every 6 months release titles. If they go that route, I don't know if they'll get there, but if they do, because I think Call of Duty was trying to do that too. I mean, they were. I don't know if they were trying to do. They do yearly releases, but I feel like they were trying to go for a much quicker turnaround, and that just didn't work out for them. So, you know, which is probably better for Call of Duty in that sense, right? Still, a year is not enough time, I don't think, for another edition of Call of Duty, but that's a lot better than 6 months, because just like the Battle Royale games that came out and all those games that a lot of developers tried to make and push out the door, the market got flooded with all these, and all of them ended up dying out because people just didn't have enough time. And especially Assassin's Creed, like the thing about and the reason why I reference Call of Duty is because Call of Duty kind of has the same thing, right, where it comes out annually. The thing about Call of Duty is Call of Duty you can pick up and play, and it doesn't, the campaign's like what, like 8 hours, 10 hours, depending, right? And then you got the multiplayer, and then you can pick up and play as you go, and they got the zombie modes and stuff like that. And you can kind of pick and play when you want to play those games. Whereas Assassin's Creed, you have to spend time with that title, right? To get, it's not one that you can just like hop in and start doing assassins and then jump out. You Call of Duty, you can go in there and play a match or two or a night, and then not pick it up for another week or two, and then go back in and it's the same game, right? You're not missing out on anything. You haven't missed out on it. Maybe some something in the season pass or something, but other than that, you haven't missed out on anything. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, you can't take those long. You have to spend a lot more time with it to get through the story and to do all the side quests and various things like that. So it's a lot more time consuming than a game like Call of Duty, which is not very time consuming, where it's more of a pick up and play when you want to type of game. Whereas Assassin's Creed's not necessarily that way, I don't feel like. So yeah, good luck, I guess, to them. I don't know. No good luck to them, actually. No, I hope they fail. Shane, what do you think?
Well, I don't hope they fail, but I hope they fail. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. If they fail, then people lose jobs. That hurts. But if they succeed, they'll keep doing the same dog shit, and it's gonna hurt the gamers. So either way, somebody's gonna get stub a toe on this thing. Every 6 months is I honestly, I cannot see it. I cannot believe that's a plan. It just doesn't make sense. Not for the same franchise. Now, granted, I also say the same thing about Call of Duty. It just doesn't make sense to drop one every year. But Nick's pretty well hit that, on the head. If you have three teams, I think that's what they were now: Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward, and I can't remember who the third one was. Treyarch, yeah. That's where they're able to pull it off. I love Black Ops 6. I thought it was a story-wise campaign. I thought it was great. I think it was a real comeback for that part of the game. But multiplayer PvP stuff was the same. But now people can fly sideways when they jump, so yay. Zombies is fun. Zombies is always fun because it's a cooperative thing. Us three could make anything cooperative fun. Hell, we could play Infinity Nikki together and make it fun. Oh my God, Nick, use that dress. We could do any of that stuff and have a blast with it. So that part really don't count. But to make an Assassin's Creed game, and Nick's right, it is a game that requires more time and effort because there are little variations between each game and the controls and then story beats and things like that. It is harder to jump in and out of. when Valhalla released, I absolutely loved the beginning of that game. It felt good. It felt different. It felt focused. And then the map exploded and dog shit went everywhere. And then you had to find it all. And that's when, oh, there's the Assassin's Creed formula. Yay. And then that game lost its focus. It lost its draw for me, just like that. So to be doing that every 6 months, no, it's not going to happen for me. Not to mention the fact Ubisoft doesn't have the best track record for getting games out on time either. They do have issues with delays. There's one in particular game. I won't say what it is because it does make Pat very, very upset. He goes and cries in his body pillow from Aloy when that game is brought up. So we don't want to see that. Good Evil 2. So there's our track record as well. So it doesn't make sense for every 6 months for a new game. Now, that being said, if they do something like the Assassin's Creed, was it the Red or whatever it is, that small like 2D scroller kind of looking thing, I could see them dropping more of those. And those have enough variation, I think, that could be interesting at the beginning, but not 6 months again, and then 6 months from that, and 6 months from that. So will they drop a game in pieces? Will it just be DLC every 6 months? Is that what they're kind of referring to? It's just a big DLC for every game, for the same game. So I don't know. I mean, the whole thing about every 6 months just doesn't feasibly seem correct. I mean, I'm not a developer. I'm a game player. I play games, so I can't say if they could pull it out their Ubi butts, but if they can, more power to them, but I don't want them to. Pat was right though. We are finicky, don't change it. Why is it always the same? He is very right. But I think what a game like, and by the way, Assassin's Creed 2 is my favorite. I think that was at its peak, and then Black Flag would probably be the one right after. That may be my favorite. But we are finicky, and the games do need to evolve, but it's the direction they evolve. So Ghost Recon has always been a series that I've loved, but they went open world. That's not a direction I wanted because too many games tried to hit that open world formula. It's just too many of them. I want more games to be focused. I think that's why Call of Duty single player games always do better because they're focused. They're story beats. They have that interest, and that's just the single player side of it. And then the Ghost Recon competitive portion, that was always fun, but it was always more focused, like the single player. But they went open world, and that just it's just not what we want from a Ghost Recon game. At least what I want, because I grew up. Well, I say grew up. I'm old as hell when those games came out. But when those games first came out, those were where I spent most of my time. Ghost Recons, Rainbow Sixes, Call of Duties, things like that. Even with the PvP, I don't play near as much now. But those games where I really focused on the PvP and stuff because they felt better, in my opinion. They were more focused. They felt more engaged with other players as well. So that's why I think you can do things like that with Call of Duty, but you can't do it with Assassin's Creed. So, but if they do it and they can pull it off and they don't suck and the gamers like them, go for it. I don't care, but I won't be picking up an Assassin's Creed every 6 months. Won't do it. I'd be lucky to pick it up every year or two. So when the new Assassin's Creed comes out, Nick and Pat are right. Wilds will be out, and that's not going to be. It's not going to be up on my list. It's going to be down here, and then it's going to get buried because there's so many other games coming out. That's going to push that one down further and further. So, 2 a year ain't going to happen, in my opinion. That's just it. Pat.
Weren't they going to make that like Assassin's Creed in Infinity or whatever? It was supposed to be kind of like the Call of Duty main menu, where you go in there when you launch Call of Duty, it has like all the titles on the left side. I thought they were going to make something like that for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and they really freaking shouldn't, because I hate Call of Duty for
Call
that.
of Duty should get rid of theirs too, because
it's so effing stupid. If I want to play Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or whatever the freaking warfare is, I just go and click on that one to play. I don't want to have to go through all these goddamn menus. I'm about to get pissed off because it really angers me that they did it, because you have to download so much shit. And then to find what you want to play it's oh my God, it wants to give me a stroke.
So just so you know, that is happening, and it changed names already. It's supposed to be the Animus Hub, and it's coming out in 2025. It's the estimated release date.
Oh, they can shove it. They can shove it up their Animus.
That's what they're calling it, so they can have some place to do your Call of Duty stuff every 6 months. So, but the Animus Hub is supposed to come out next year sometime.
So they can shove it up their Animus along with anything else they want to do. I hate that. I just loathe that crap.
Yeah, that's all we want is more launchers, right? More launchers. Yes. That's what we always ask for, is more launchers.
And on a console, really? Do you need a launcher on a console? That's freaking stupid.
So yeah,
I'm angry now.
I'm with you guys. I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, by the time this game comes out, next Assassin's Creed, I'm going to be playing, like you guys said, we're going to be playing, other stuff by any shot of the means, right? I mean, the next Ghost Recon game is supposed to come out, and we had mentioned there's supposed to be a squad-based shooter again, like first person and all that stuff. That's the rumors and stuff. So, but I'm really surprised if it's going to come out in the same time frame that we haven't heard anything else on it. I haven't heard anything.
Don't tease me, bro. Don't tease me.
Yeah. But also that he's claiming Far Cry 7. I haven't seen anything on Far Cry, and they're usually advertising the hell out of that game series. So, but yeah, as you guys had mentioned, the Prince of Persia was a good game. And then from what I understand, what I read an article not too long ago is that Ubisoft expected that game to sell millions of copies in the first week that it came out, like on par with their AAA games. And I'm like, they're smoking the most screwed up crack rock I can think about, because that just doesn't make sense for a game of that.
A 2D side scroller does not sell fucking million. Pardon.
You're expecting it to sell. It sold 1 million. It sold 1 million copies, which I'm like, that's dang good for that type of game, I think, but not to Ubisoft. So that's why they dispersed the team, because they were expecting it to be like this. They're expecting it to be like their other
Assassin's Creed
game. Yeah. Then so they were like, oh, you didn't meet our expectations. Your expectations were you were high on crack.
Who runs Ubisoft? Square Enix? Because they do the same ignorant horse crap.
What are they?
Sorry, Nick, I yelled. I hurt your ear.
Yeah. The Guillemot family runs Ubisoft, and that's what,
Yeah. I mean, because critics and players loved Prince of Persia.
It's a small market, right? For a game like that.
It is a small market.
And it probably pulled in people outside of the market, because I'm one of those people. I'm not typically, that type of gameplay usually isn't the thing I enjoy the most, but I got it. We reviewed it, but at the same time we reviewed it and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yep. So, so I like that type of stuff, but I don't know when the next Assassin's Creed comes out, even though it's Samurai and Ninja, I'm going to be playing other stuff. So, I don't know, man. It's just got too much competition when that game's coming out. It's just not going to do, We're going to be playing Monster Hunter, so that's going to consume all my time. Maybe I'll get around to trying it out when it goes on sale, but the last one really burnt me. The last Assassin's Creed game. I don't know. Did you like the last one, Nick? I found it boring. I was bored. Okay.
No, I haven't liked an Assassin's Creed.
I enjoyed it, but the problem was I enjoyed it because it felt very familiar to 2 in a lot of ways, but they went too far back on the retro train. They went there's still a lot of things they could have kept a little more on the modern end of the Assassin's Creed stuff, but they just went too far with it, I think. And there was a lot of technical issues too. I got glitched into a wall and save pointed at the same time, and that effing infuriated me. So,
So yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of interested to see what, in February. In all honesty, there's too many games I want to play that Assassin's Creed's not even like in the top 3. Like the Monster Hunter Wild, Civ 7's coming out. I'm a huge Civilization fan. I'll be playing that. Avowed looks actually pretty interesting. I'll be checking that out.
I'm looking forward
Assassin's
to Avowed. Yeah.
And then honestly, the Like a Dragon pirate Yakuza in Hawaii looked interesting. Looked funny. I liked the Like a Dragon series so far. I mean, I've loved the crap out of that series. So,
and just before you end it, we need more games that are fun like that. Just fun. We don't need serious, abbeys running around trying to kill little girls and, ninjas and monsters. Sometimes you just need a good, fun, humorous game.
You need a Yakuza who's pretending to be a pirate.
Exactly. The regular kind too.
Yeah, not the butt pirate, but
sorry,
he's going after the wrong booty. But so I mean, I don't know. Ubisoft is going in the wrong direction, just like everything else. NFTs, everything is just Ubisoft is going in a direction of somebody with Alzheimer's. Ooh, shiny. And then they forget why they were chasing the shiny. And then they're like, oh, look at that. They are Doug the dog in a video game. Ooh, squirrel. Ooh, squirrel. Ooh, squirrel. And that's all they're doing is like, they're before they even finish a project, they're on to like 3 more. Like, it's like freaking, I don't know. They are not stable. So, I don't know. Ubisoft needs its bipolar meds or something because they just don't know. They don't know whether they're coming or going these days.
Nope.
And and if Tencent buys them out, the Guillemot family are not going to be in charge anymore because they're not going to allow that. So I doubt that's going to happen. Like, are they really is the Guillemot family really going to agree to let Tencent buy them out, take them private, and then not let them run the company and stick around? No, I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. So, but look forward to, I'm not looking forward to it, but if you are out there and you're looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed game, just start looking forward to Assassin's Creed being the next Call of Duty ×2. So, yep. Ubisoft, the downward spiral of Assassin's Creed. It'll be one of those games in the annals of history that was amazing and it first came out and then spiraled down the toilet because they just couldn't think of anything new to do, so they made 20 more. Yep. So, I mean, just think about it. We've had Call of Duties every year since 2003. So the original one came out in 2003. Then we didn't have one for 2004, but every year since 2005, we've had a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
So, just insane. So, that's going to be Assassin's Creed next, except for you're going to get 2 a year. So, like, you no longer sustain it and they blow all their money and they make NFTs and whatever is the next big thing again, So, all right, you guys got anything else? Because I think this is a sad topic, but.
Nope, I'm depressed.
Yep. All right, so let us know what you think down in the comments. Are you ready for 2 Assassin's Creed games a year? What do you think is going to happen with the next Ghost Recon game? That's the one thing that I kind of am excited about that they're going to put out. Far Cry, whatever. It is what it is on that one. You might be excited for the next Rayman game, right? That's unannounced, There's no more details on. So let us know. Rabbits. Let us know what you think down in the comments, and if you're not subscribed, you've reached the end of this video. So you watched all of it, hopefully, and you reached the end. So why not subscribe? Help us out, Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified when we put out new videos. And we hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.